I'm very happy with what I'm seeing when it comes to Onyx, and let me explain why. Not too long ago, Onyx made a post regarding Goliath, and we all know that Goliath allegedly is going to be, supposedly, this layer 1 blockchain for the world of finance. But for quite a while, we're wondering about the timeline when it comes to that, and they kind of cleared the air a little bit, I think, when it comes to that, because their post was, again, very recently, supposedly, right? We take a look at Goliath testnet 28 days or sooner. Now, of course, it's going to take time for me to record it and then upload it, so it may be different, but again, even though I upload this video, like let's say later, right? It's still supposedly like less than a month from right now. Because again, even the post was 28 days or sooner. So this could be amazing. Now, it's not the mainnet, right? It's the testnet, but I still like that nonetheless because personally for me, that would be a good morale booster in a sense where that would really kind of make me excited. Now, it doesn't mean that the price is going to do this or do that. I'm not saying that at that moment. But in terms of Onyx, because I'm a fan, right? I've been a fan for quite a while, and I was even believing in XCN back then when it wasn't really doing anything, really. And then, of course, there was a pump. And then, of course, now we see the big pullback. But I'm just saying, I do like this because I don't think arguably we've seen a fully fledged type of altcoin season yet during this cycle, but this is just my mindset. So we see that testnet actually happen when it comes to Goliath, right? Because for quite a while, everyone likes to say, oh, Goliath, they're not really working on that. They don't really care. Well, again, if they're even making a post like this, I think they do care about it. And it doesn't seem like it's something just to, make the project kind of exciting because it kind of felt like that back then, according to many people. But now I think it's becoming more evident that it's kind of being taken seriously. And I do like this. Now, also, the main argument that people may have when it comes to Goliath is that, like, okay, who cares? We already have the Stellar blockchain. It's already very famous, it's already very popular. And of course, when I think about Stellar, I think about XLM. Totally aware of that. But it doesn't necessarily mean there's only going to be one thing and then the rest doesn't really have a chance. I don't think that is kind of the case because even if we take a look at, let's say, for instance, Ethereum, of course, we all know it's a very popular layer 1 blockchain. But there's something like Solana, right? There's something like Avalanche. There's something like Algorand. So it's not like there's only just one thing and then the rest doesn't really have kind of a chance to do anything. So I still like this narrative nonetheless, and I like the direction in which Onyx seems to be heading because if, let's say, in less than a month, or should I say just in a month, let's say for simplicity's sake, altcoins start beginning to have a pretty okay recovery, and we start seeing XCN do a little bit, maybe hypothetically, again, what could this do maybe to that? Now, only time will tell. It doesn't necessarily mean it's going to affect it, but in terms of just creating a positive sentiment overall for those who actually might like the fundamentals of Onyx, I think it would be a pretty good victory in that sense, but only time will tell. Now, when it comes to the idea of 25 cents, it hasn't left my mind when it comes to XCN because I'm still excited when it comes to Goliath. I'm still excited to, just see the project overall because it is focused on payments, it is focused on global trade and finance. And we'd also take a look at, for instance, the stuff they're doing with the wallet. And also we take a look at the Onyx AI agent. So, this type of stuff hasn't made me just give up on the project like that, but this is just my mindset. And if we take a look at the idea of 25 cents, around a 22x from here, market cap at that point would still be slightly under 9 billion, which to me doesn't seem that ridiculous. I mean, we've seen like XRP reach a market cap not too long ago of around 200 billion, and this isn't even like, 5% of that really. I don't think we've seen a fully fledged type of altcoin season yet, which is why I'm still very excited when it comes to Onyx. And to me, what really draws me into this is that XCN, the way you take a look at it, is basically kind of like a miniature version of Ripple and Stellar, but then with a way lower market cap than XRP and XLM. So this is what really excites me. But ultimately, the only thing I can do is stay patient because whenever that next leg up decides to happen when it comes to XCN, it's going to be beyond my control. So I'm going to stay patient, hold, and I just wait. That's it. But in the meantime, I do like what I'm seeing. I'm just more so preparing for a moment in time because I feel like when it does, let's say, happen, it might happen at a moment when I least expect it to do so. Like, for instance, when XCN had that latest initial rally, right? That was at a time where I wasn't even expecting it to do it that soon, and then it did do that. So if let's say there's that next leg up, I just want to be prepared, and that's it. And feel free to subscribe if you enjoyed this video. I greatly appreciate it. It's Willie the Captain, and I'll catch y'all on the next one. I'm out. Peace. Bye.